Bill planted the White House this morning. Bill, thanks. And joining us now from Capitol Hill, Arizona Senator and former Republican presidential candidate John McCain. Sir, always nice to have you with us.
Thank you, Erica.
Give us an idea, based on the information that you have been given, how serious an escalation is this of the threat level from Iran, and specifically of that threat to the United States and to Americans?
Well, first of all, the thing that's surprising about it is how ridiculously inept it was, because these people are very good at what they do. And I think we ought to keep it in the context of their other activities, whether it be their unrelenting pursuit to acquire nuclear weapons, which would have certainly incredible destabilizing effects, to their interference in other countries, support of Hezbollah, Hamas. They exported the most lethal IEDs, copper-tipped IEDs, into Afghanistan, which into Iraq, which killed Americans. They're meddling in Afghanistan. They are trying to affect events in Bahrain. So there's very little doubt that they are trying to exert Persian hegemony in the region, and they've been involved in a variety of activities. I think the sanctions on their bank, oil and others, and consider other options as well. But there's no doubt they're a threat in the region, and so there's no reason to think this is an isolated incident. But it is surprising to me how inept it was.
So based on that then, how inept it seems to you, others have called it comically amateurish, how high really do you think this went up the chain of command? Do you think this was something that was known about or even perhaps authorized by President Ahmadinejad or even the Ayatollah?
The information that we have, and I can't absolutely say it's absolutely true, but the information we have is that the chief of the Quds force, who reports directly to the religious leader, the Ayatollah, is the one who's responsible for this. It doesn't mean Ahmadinejad was involved, but it certainly does mean that it was approved at the very highest level of the Iranian government hierarchy.
So one last question for you on this then. Does this change the way that the U.S. looks at fighting terrorism and terror plots, if it could end up being something which was first referred to as a Hollywood movie plot? It seems so unthinkable. And then this morning we're hearing it's almost comical and inept.
Well, I think that the intent is what we also have to worry about. But look, when the Iranian demonstrators were in the streets in 2009 and President Obama refused to support them, we could have avoided this. We should have supported them. They could have overthrown the government then. But the main point here is that they are a threat in the region. They have done a lot of very bad things, and the acquisition of nuclear weapons means that this kind of reckless behavior they've displayed here could translate itself into a really serious problem.
I have to go back to one thing you just said. Are you
Sure.
saying then that the president's actions, or in your estimation, his inaction at that point in time, may have influenced this particular plot?
No. I think the president's inaction at the time that the demonstrators in Tehran in early 2009, when they were chanting in the streets, "Obama, Obama, are you with us or are you with them?" And he came out and he said he didn't want to jeopardize his chances to negotiate with the Iranians, was an opportunity that we lost, because I think if we had supported those demonstrators at the time, it could have meant a significant change in the government of Iran.
We do need to move on now to
Sure.
some domestic politics at this point, specifically the jobs bill, which the president had put forth. I know you voted no in the Senate on Tuesday night, but you were working on your own jobs proposal, which we're supposed to see, if I'm right, later today. Give us an idea, what will be in that plan that is different?
Well, first of all, the president's plan is a movie we've seen before. It's more of the same: borrow, spend, tax. And we have a very different view. We want to deregulate. We want to cut people's taxes, give them a fair and flatter tax code. We want to put a moratorium on new regulations. We want to have offshore drilling. We want to stimulate this economy by providing an environment of investment and job creation. We believe that this Senator Rand Paul and Senator Portman and many others have been involved in this, and we'll be unveiling it today.
Just real quickly, will it include any of the parts of the president's proposal which are now going to be split up, or none at all? Nothing similar.
I think there are some areas of common ground we can find, but philosophically, the president believes government creates jobs. We believe business creates jobs, and we want to provide an environment for that to happen.
Senator John McCain, appreciate your time this morning, sir.
Thank you, Eric.
Jeff Glor at the news desk now with